ball gets away. This one's over.
Oh my freaking goodness.
But I got the Twins signing Carlos Correa.
Jeff Passan has the Giants getting Chris Bryant.
I am taking the Atlanta Braves.
What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. And for the second day in a row, the San Francisco Giants have signed a starting pitcher. For the second day in a row, they have signed a pitcher on a 2-year deal. For the second day in a row, they've signed a pitcher for $25 million. For the second day in a row, they've signed a pitcher with an opt-out after 1 year. So both Ross Stripling, who the Giants just signed, and Manaea, who they signed yesterday, have been signed to the same exact deal and may only pitch in San Francisco for 1 season because they both have opt-outs. The good news is if they use the opt-outs, that means they probably pitched pretty well in 2023. But Ross Stripling, obviously former Dodger, and he just came off a really good year with the Blue Jays. I've said the Giants need to build some depth in the rotation. We need more options, so this is good, but still not the big blockbuster deal that I think Giants fans have been waiting for and hoping for. It's better than nothing, I guess, but I'm curious to see what their reactions are. I see Logan M says, I like this signing much better than Manaea. Brady Domina, I like this one too. Brian Perez, RODON, a Dodger. Giants becoming the Dodgers. What's up, CGG? And I guess that means we won't get RODON. At least Stripling is good. And you know, Stripling had a good year. I'm not like overly confident that he's going to, you know, come out and have another great year because he is not, you know, if we look at his stats with the Dodgers, I mean, he was always a solid guy. I mean, the Dodgers always had, you know, an insane rotation, so he was never a frontline starter with the Dodgers, but 5-9 back in 16, 3-5, 3.75, 8.6, 3.02. That was a really nice year in 2018. He must have not gotten run support or something. He's always had pretty good strikeout stuff, but last year with Toronto, okay, he went 10-4, 3.01 ERA, probably his best season. But the strikeout number's a little bit down compared to, you know, when he was younger. He's going to be 33 years old. I mean, it's fine. It's kind of like an Alex Wood. It's Alex Wood part 2, except we still got Alex Wood. So I don't know, man. Yeah, y'all tell me, but I mean, I don't think this is, you know, going to make or break the Giants by any means, but we do need more options and depth for the rotation. So Ross Stripling it is. Spent most of his career as a very successful swingman. Made 24 starts and 8 relief appearances for the Jays in 22. Yeah, remember, he can't come out of the bullpen, too. He's not just a guaranteed starter. But anyway, set near career best in starts, innings, and ERA, among other things, and really propped up the Toronto rotation that didn't get enough from Barrios or Kikuchi. So that's where it is, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everyone for jumping in. Yeah, Bearded Gunny, I'm right with you on that. Typical Giants signing. That's pretty much the best way to describe it. But Josh says, congrats on the Stripling sign. He's a fairly serviceable fourth starter, mid-reliever. Pitched real well for my Jays last year. We hate to see him go. Okay, I mean, that's good news from a Toronto Blue Jays fan who knows and has watched him. I mean, I've watched him when he was with the Dodgers, but again, not one of the frontline starters for the Dodgers, kind of a swingman, kind of start here, relief there. And like I said, numbers look okay. But yeah, I mean, we all know Ross Stripling because we're in the NL West. So we remember him from the Dodgers. And I don't know. I mean, this does kind of feel like a Gausman signing. Kind of I said yesterday with Manaea, but this one even more so like a Gausman, a DeSclafani, Wood type deal. These are guys who come over here and all of a sudden are really good. Drew Smiley back in 2020, they'll come over here and be really good. So I'm hoping that happens, but I'm a little worried he already used up that really awesome year last year with the Blue Jays. But we did get him on a pretty good deal considering he went 10-4 last year. 32 appearances, 24 starts with a 3.01 ERA. Considering that, he allowed 100 less hits than innings pitched, 117 hits in 134 innings. When you take all that into account, we got him on a decent deal. Giants are not, they're not doing anything too stupid with the money, but we need to do something. Maybe we need to do something stupid with the money and actually spend some and get some serious free agents. But Ross Stripling it is. exact same set of terms that the Giants got Sean Manaea with. So we picked up Sean Manaea, the lefty. Now we picked up a right-handed guy who could be in the rotation. He went to Texas A&M. Hey, it's all good. So we'll look at the rotation and how it's starting to shape out. We have depth now, but we're still missing big names. And by the way, it is not completely over for RODON. Tuesday, this says, I don't know if you can believe it or not. This writer doesn't even believe it himself. But it says Giants are still talking to Carlos Rodon reportedly. On Sunday, the Giants signed left-handed pitcher Manaea to a 2-year deal. And you can pretty much say goodbye now, especially with his next signing. You can pretty much say goodbye to any chances of a reunion with Carlos Rodon, but maybe that's not the case. According to Susan Slusser, the Manaea signing does not take the Giants out of the running for Rodon. And I don't think this signing would either, since Rodon's a lefty. And since, again, we're not spending a ton of money on Stripling. They're still talking with the lefty ace who just had the best regular season by Giants starting pitcher since Tim Lincecum was taking home hardware, 08-09. And I talk about that in my newest video, Flash in the Pans. So make sure after this stream, check out that video if you haven't already. Why isn't the chat showing up? Darkness, Robert Rothberg, why isn't the chat showing up? I have no idea. The chat usually shows up right here above where I'm at. But it's not. So I'm not really sure why, but it's okay. I can still see it here on another tab. Logan M says, let's be real. We ain't getting Rodon or Correa. Always relied on Stripling, then Barrios. Always count on Strip. Nice. Stripling you can count on. Have a good game. Watched him all year with the Jays. Dylan McDonald making me feel a little better about it. We lost out this offseason again. Offseason not technically over. I remember at the beginning of the offseason, the upper management was saying they're going after everyone. Yeah, I mean, the hype was high. I didn't really buy into the hype. But you're right. We have to wait and stay patient, man. We will get a baller. Sebastian Gonzalez says we have to wait and be patient. Even if he has a great season with us, the Giants won't re-sign him. And, I think his plan is to come out and have an amazing season, try to stay in the rotation, win at least 15 to 20 games. I don't know if 20 is reasonable, but he's going to try to have a really good season, Stripling, and then opt out and sign the big money deal. That's kind of good for 2023. That means he has what's the word I'm looking for? He has like a motive to have an unbelievable season in 2022. And so does, by the way, Manaea. They're both going to, 2023. They're both going to come into 2023 and try to have just huge seasons so that they can opt out and get the big money. It's not good for the future of the Giants after 23, but it is good for next year if that happens. If one or two of them have really good years. Positive talk on Rodon. The Calliope Connection has found the stream. Robbie has found the stream, just kicking the can down the road for next season, hoping they have good years and can be traded at the deadline. Quadruple A players, the fan base loves it. Thank you, Farhan and owners. Hoping the Reds do something. What's up, Mike the Christian? Yeah, I haven't made a lot of Reds video this offseason. I remember the first offseason I had the channel was 2019 going to 2020. And the Reds were making so many moves. I was so high on the Reds. And it turned out they weren't that great. They did make the playoffs, though. But I picked them to win the World Series. And my Reds videos were just, that's pretty much what really helped my channel take off in the early days, was the Reds videos of all things. But yeah, no, Mike the Christian. The Reds got some talent. They got some good guys in the farm system. And we'll see if they make any moves. I haven't heard a lot of talk about the Reds. But mid-player, Stripling, Manaea. Yeah, Brian, not too happy about this move. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. But, is this over? Susan Slusser, I'm told the Giants are still pursuing. What the heck just happened? I accidentally clicked the link. Are still pursuing Rodon. Manaea signing does not impact that. Okay, maybe we can look at that tweet. Pursuing. Did she spell it wrong? She said they're pursing Rodon. I didn't even notice that with misspelling. But Susan, stop, please. All this does is give us Giants fan way more anger when he eventually signs elsewhere, and he will sign elsewhere, just like Correa, because this front ownership and front office is meek as hell. freaking meek. You're being lied to, Susan. It looks like the Giants fans are convinced we're not getting RODON. And you know what? We're probably not. But we got to keep the faith. Just like some of y'all are saying, let's keep it positive and keep the faith. Anything with Joey Votto is a winner. He's just cool. Stripling, Mania. Yeah, I mean, Giants aren't exactly exciting right now. No, Giants pitching staff will be better than expected. Robert Rothberg, we got the positivity in here. Dark Ness, I really feel it's only a matter of time when RODON goes to New York. Oh yeah, Yankee. Like I would alter my prediction if I could. I had him going back to the Giants. I hope that's what happens. I really do, but it does feel like the Yankees are going to get him. I had the Yankees getting Verlander. That didn't happen. Verlander went to the Mets. But the Giants, unless you can't always just count on these guys, the Manias of the world and the Striplings of the world and the Woods of the world and the DeSclafanis of the world, that they're going to come out and have big seasons and stay healthy all year. You know, you're going to have to sign something like they did last year with RODON. Even though the Giants didn't have the greatest season, that wasn't because of RODON. RODON helped. Without RODON, the Giants would have been under 500. Giants would have had a god-awful season if it wasn't for Carlos Rodon last year. So I really feel you need him. But this writer says he does think that the Giants are still pursuing RODON. I just think they're pursuing him in the sense that they're hoping his market falls apart and they can swoop in with another high average annual value short-term deal. If RODON wants to run back last year's contract, 2-year, $45 million deal with an opt-out, but tack an additional 10 or even 20, I suspect the Giants would be all over it. Could even make a 3-year deal with an opt-out after the second year. Giants got the money. I think they can outbid the Yankees if they really wanted to. Forget Judge. Judge is done. Judge is back with the Yankees. Is RODON Judge? No. But he might be the best thing that we can get right now. Not just because he was with us last year, because he's genuinely the best starting pitcher available. And the Giants starting rotation is concerning to me, even with the additions. All it does is improve the odds. We can find 5 healthy guys out of spring training who are looking pretty good. But it doesn't mean we're going to have a strong rotation that can make it through 162 and beat out the Dodgers and the Padres and maybe even the Diamondbacks if they come hard. Or, hey, don't forget about those Rocks. What is up here? Thomas Marshall Jr. Any starter can get the boot or none of them. They'll go to the bullpen. Right now, I totally spelled that wrong, but hopefully Google spell corrects it. Let's jump into the depth chart. Logan Webb is the man. This does not include our 2 newest signings. So if they didn't sign them, we'd have Webb, Wood, Cobb, Junis, DeSclafani. First of all, they're not going to stay healthy. Out of spring training, Jacob Junis is not a guarantee to be in the rotation or even on the team. I love Jacob Junis, but he could end up in the bullpen. Anthony DeSclafani coming off of a long year of injury. He could start rehabbing or he could, we'll see what happens, how he does in spring training. It's just big question marks. So right now, the rotation might be, I don't know, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Logan Webb at the top. I was thinking Mania would be next. The order doesn't really matter, I guess, but Webb, Mania, Stripling. No, maybe Cobb third, then Stripling, then Wood and Stripling. I don't know. Put the Dodgers at the bottom of the rotation. You know what I'm saying? We got 2 Dodgers in our rotation. What's going on? Alex Wood and Ross Stripling. The two Dodgers who were kind of back end rotation guys. What happened to the elite Dodgers? If we're gonna get one back in the day, remember when we signed Oral Hershiser? That was weird. But yeah. Sebastian Gonzalez, he was often looking like the line warrior last year. Giants spent the cash, get 2 Carloses offseason. Los dos, Carlos Rodon y Carlos Correa. Estoy completamente de acuerdo contigo. Sebastian Gonzalez está aquí. Y Dark Ness, the Giants just don't make blockbuster moves for pitching. Eric, I can just see the Giants predicting people will be making Oh yeah. We're going to be predicted to maybe finish even below the Rockies or the Diamondbacks. It's an interesting division because it's always like those poor teams always look to be like. Always expect the Rockies and the Diamondbacks to be at the bottom. They always expect the Dodgers and the Padres to be at the top, and the Giants are like the middle, right in the middle. And that's exactly what happened last year. But 2021 was different. We need to come out again this year. And the Giants haven't done much. It's only December 13th. There's time. But free agents are falling off the board with a quickness. But we have Ross Stripling. We have Mania. We snagged them both from other National League West teams. Mania was with the Padres. And, well, actually, I'm wrong on that. I mean, I say that, but Stripling was actually with the Blue Jays last year, but he is formerly a Dodger. So two guys that used to be on other National League West teams. What do we have here? We have a new subscriber, Thorax, and also Brady Polk subscribed just as I was starting to stream. So thank you, both of y'all. I appreciate it. Welcome. Make sure after the stream to check out my newest documentary. It's on the channel right now. I don't know how it's how it's doing so far. I just put it live, so hopefully it's got a couple views. But yeah, absolutely crazy. This offseason has been extremely disappointing. Lost out on Aaron Judge. We're supposed to be in the mix for Carlos Correa. And maybe that's what the holdup is for signing a pitcher, but who would y'all rather have? Correa? I mean, I know most of you will say Correa, right? Would you rather have Correa or Rodon? Obviously, Correa, right? He's an everyday player. He's going to be with us for a while, a long time to come. And he's a big superstar at shortstop. And we need someone to take over for Crawford after Crawford either, retires or leaves or whatever. I'm not sure the plan with Brandon Crawford. I mean, we all love Brandon Crawford. And we're just kind of assuming that he's going to be gone after this year or next year, but he hit 231 last year with 9 home runs. He didn't even hit double-digit home runs. Like, talk about a decline from the previous year. Can we get his stats, man? I'm at ESPN. I can't go to Baseball Reference because they'll play ads. Okay, I mean, look at this dude's been a Giant for so long, been part of 2 World Series championships. Last year, 2021, 298 average, 24 home runs. That's up, man. That would just be amazing. But then, of course, last year, couldn't stay healthy, 231, 9 home runs. And now, how old is he? 35 years old. How old is Correa? I don't know. What, about 29? 28. 28 years old. And that's why we need to get Correa. What is going on, Brian Chua? The D-backs are going to be an interesting team to deal with this year. The Giants need to make more moves. If we don't do anything else, we'll finish 4th. If we make big moves, we'll do better. Giants are the definition of a 500 team, literally, because we finished 500. Our bullpen will vastly improve with these starts. That's true. Robert makes a good point that just because, we may, not all these guys might make the rotation, some of them will be helpful in the bullpen. Very helpful. D. Wolf says Correa. Thomas Marshall Jr. says Rodon. Calliope Connection says Rodon. We need defense and a good everyday player. Correa knocks 2 birds with 1 stone. Holy cow. Brian Chua has just come through. Today's stream is brought to you by Brian Chua with a $5 super chat. I would like Correa to be a Giant because this will add to this rivalry. By the way, A++ video. Glad you mentioned Gagne and Pryor. Oh, yes, you watched my video. Thank you so much for checking out the top 10 flash in the pans. I do appreciate that. I hope that one does well. I have high hopes for it, but you never know. When I have high hopes for one, they bomb. And then when I'm just like, this will do okay, it goes off. So I never know what's going to happen when I put these up. But, yeah, I'm sure I'll get a lot of hate because I left out a lot of guys. I mean, I had a list of about 40 flash in the pans. I had to pick 10 of them. I wanted to do a top 10. It was actually quite difficult. Can you guess the profile? I can't even see that profile picture. So no, I can't even see it. It's so tiny. But yeah, I just wanted to jump in for a little while. Not going to do a super long stream today, 30 minutes tops, and talk about this signing. I'm happy with it. If you told me in the offseason, before the offseason started, hey, the Giants are going to sign Ross Stripling and Mania, I'll be like, great, that's wonderful. But we're also going to sign someone else, right? A big name, a big name or two. These aren't really big. I did say like we need to spread our money out and get lots of really good players. And if this is that, well, we need to get some offensive players too, and some bullpen help too, because this ain't enough so far. But there's still a lot of free agents and a lot of offseason left, and I think the Giants are going to make some more moves. The bullpen, it does not seem great to me. Did we just sign this guy? Who is this? Miguel Yahure? Miguel Yahure? I didn't see his name on there yesterday. This guy slipped through the cracks for me. Oh, we claimed him from the Pirates a week ago. Miguel Yahure. Completely missed this news. So I've only vaguely heard of this guy just from seeing his name on lists of minor league teams and stuff, but don't know much about him. But he posted a 2.26 ERA in high A. Oh, not bad, not bad, Miguel Yahure, ladies and gentlemen. Why wasn't I told about this? Thank you again, Brian Chua. Star power, please. I think Correa will go to the Cubs, Rodon to the Yankees, and Giants get Drury or Conforto. Yeah, you're probably right. Well, it looks like my stream is lagging a bit. I'm not sure how you guys are seeing it. I'm just going to keep on going. Miguel Yahure hasn't had much success at the big league level. But last year in AAA, he didn't have much success there either. 6.09 ERA. Oh, I'm not really sure, but the Giants see something in him. He's got some decent strikeout stuff, and maybe there's something there. I'm not really sure. This is another typical Giants signing, but we'll see. Best of luck to him. I hope he helps us. We'll see. But Ross Stripling is the big signing today, and just remains to be seen how it goes.
Two full meals, $5.99 each. Microwave crispy, 2 fries, 2 drinks. Double them up or mix it.
I guess ESPN has ads too that go off all of a sudden. Anyway, 1 second, ladies and gents. Carlos is not going to want another ridiculously front-loaded $150 million deal with player options. The same thing he did to the Twins. Not really sure about that guy's heart. Thomas Jr., I think we should get both. Giants said they want a middle outfielder and get better up the middle. Correa is going to want $400 million. Look what Turner and Xander got. Anyone from the minor leagues ready to come up? Werewolves of Sanger. We have a few guys. We have a pitcher who could be the savior for the Giants this offseason. But that's about it. I mean, obviously, there's also, if we don't sign Correa, let's not forget, a guy happened to be by the name of Marco Luciano, who's supposed to be big time. So I don't even know. That's why I'm kind of rather get Rodon and get some pitching. And, is Luciano going to be that level of player? I don't know. Maybe the Giants have lost some faith in him because, but we got a shortstop. A top prospect shortstop. We got Kyle Harrison as a pitcher, but you can never have too many great starting pitchers. So I would focus on the starting pitching, but yeah, we do need some position players too. But we do have Luciano, so let's not forget that. Grant McCray is a really good looking outfielder, also on the way up. Luis Matos, and we have prospects. Casey Schmidt. In fact, Will Clark was just saying he really likes some of these guys like Casey Schmidt and Vaughn Brown, two really good looking young hitters. So we'll see what happens, ladies and gents. I do not know. Correa's going to want $400 million. Look what Turner and Xander got, and he's younger. Yeah. But let's hope for RODON. I kind of hope for RODON, and we'll see what happens. But I appreciate everyone's support. Thank you for subscribing, Metalhead EJG. Thank you for the donation, Brian Chua. I really do appreciate it. Come on, all right, everybody. That's what I'm talking about.